today. From Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, it's Week 12 of the NFL on EA Sports. As we'll see Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers versus Tua Tagovailoa and the Miami Dolphins.
We are about 40 miles or so south of Candlestick Point at a place that first opened back in 2014 as you get a look at Levi's Stadium here in Santa Clara, California. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Miami Dolphins and the San Francisco 49ers. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at these 49ers as they enter play here. They come in mired in a brutal stretch right now, losers of 8 straight games.
Can you imagine going 2 straight months without winning a game and still trying to hold it together? They've got to find some inspiration somewhere that can lead them to a victory.
The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And they'll be led out by their 7th-year quarterback.
Well, the silver lining from last week, he played phenomenally. Kept the ball clean and led them to the end zone several times. You know these NFL quarterbacks, though, they trade away all those touchdowns if it meant getting the win. That's his focus this week.
Harris starts the drive on the ground, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. Throwing here, Purdy. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down. So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Now Purdy. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Jason Sanders now for the extra point. And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their second drive. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll run again with Harris. And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
You know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
Seven yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be Dolphin football. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time.
They will be led out by the 6-foot lefty from Alabama. It's Tua Tagovailoa.
And he's had such a sensational season to this point, leading the NFL in passing yards. He's been helped out a lot by an outstanding set of receivers, and he's to give them credit, but I think even they would tell you that he's the guy that makes this offense go.
Tagovailoa and the Dolphins come up 1st and 10
at the 34. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage. Tua now on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Going to the air, Tagovailoa.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. The catch and run, good for 24 yards. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage. And tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And able to work his way down to the 16. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Pretty effective run there, and now they can start to smell that end zone.
Pound the rock. Make sure you use your O-line to set the tone of dominance and physicality, and pound the rock.
First carry now for the LSU alum, Ty Davis-Price.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
Down, yellow, 22, triple, 38, blue, check.
And he is in. Touchdown, Miami. A great effort there. With his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the 2nd most in a single year.
And the Dolphins go up by 2 touchdowns. So we have a tie now atop the all-time single-season rushing touchdown list. LaDainian Tomlinson, you've just been joined by this man.
And they share similar traits in running the football. Excellent vision, cutting ability, determination, will. They understand where the end zone is and will not be deterred.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
7 yards there and a first down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. Now a first down carry for Harris. And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Now this time they'll throw it. Here's Purdy.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone, and there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Purdy with it on 3rd and long.
And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Well, based on what we've seen so far, I don't think you can even call this an off day anymore, partner, because this group we're watching, they are totally out of rhythm trying to get their game plan up and running. That 0 on the scoreboard is glaring down at them with every incompletion.
The danger of a punt that good, a 16-yard return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
So Miami coming out for their second drive.
And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top 4.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off.
Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And they're going to be set up now with a ball at the 13-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
Well, think of it like you would a typical boxing match. The person is on his heels and absorbing blows is having a tough time. And that's what's happening to the defense right now because the offense is on his toes and punching, and there was another first down run right there.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll let the fullback try and take him home. Power on power, but he's not going to get in. Call it no gain, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. And they'll turn to a power game to try to get in. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away.
And the Dolphins have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 21-0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The 49ers offense making its way back out there.
And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Oh, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's second down.
Well, if there is a certainty in this game, we know that wherever he goes, he's going to draw a big-time crowd.
Throws into double coverage there, and look, that's something that he's going to have to deal with a lot in this game, I'm sure.
Yeah, they were lucky to get away with that one where it just fell incomplete, but they're going to count on him to uncover latent routes and make some difficult catches.
Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss, and now it's third down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far offensively, or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
35 yards that time on the punt. And the Dolphins will begin this drive in great field position, 1st and 10.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them. And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
Ready.
Setting to throw on 1st down is Tua. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And the Dolphins are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
They scored touchdowns on drives 1 and 2, and now they're trying to make it a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
Check right.
They'll run with Davis Price.
And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. Call it a gain of 9 there, and it puts him in better shape here for 2nd and goal.
That's a great run right there on 1st down. Didn't quite get into the end zone, but now you've set yourself up for at least 2, maybe 3 more shots from close range.
The give to the fullback on the dive. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal.
Boy, CD, what a start for them. Still in the first quarter. They're absolutely blitzing them. All the points that they've put up, I'm not sure what you say on the other sideline right now.
I think it's as simple as this, partner. The way that they're playing, there's no limits on what this lead could become.
So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. They've got to be absolutely reeling right now. Couldn't have expected to be down this big, this early. But that's the spot they're in as they come up to try again here. On first down, it's Purdy. And the Dolphins rush gets home. Down he goes. A loss of 4 that time on the sack, and it brings up second. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game to see if they fixed what was wrong with them in the last game.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. The Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Got his target, Samuel. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. .27 yards there on a very nice third down conversion. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play. Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Purdy. Again to the big tight end, George Kittle. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
1st and 10, and they've got 3 tight ends out there. A jumbo package look. Now a give, running left is Harris. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the shotgun now, and it's a fumble. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. And now, meanwhile, after the dust settles on the fumble, we've got an injured player here as well. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop. And that is going to be pulled in one-handed. Wow. It's a big play there for Miami. And even 50 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Here we go.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Here's Tagovailoa to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Down inside the 10.
Touchdown, Dolphins. A great play there with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the route is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The 49ers ready to set up shop again offensively. Last time out, remember, they fumbled the football. That led to the touchdown. And, Charles, they were in the red zone, so that's a backbreaker. They got to try to pick up the pieces here on this drive.
Yeah, and I actually started to do the math here, so be patient with me. 12-point swing is the way I calculate it, because not only did they drop the ball in the red zone, they watch the opponent score a touchdown right after that. So their goal, have a drive here and try and get some of those points back.
Possibly a good spot here to take a shot as they come out with 3 receivers to the left on 2nd and less than a yard. They'll try the right side with Harris.
And he's going to have a Niners first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
I know what you're thinking out there. I know a lot of you are thinking, take a shot downfield. It's a great spot for it. I'd say maybe later in the game, definitely in the second half. But right now, I think they were just trying to get some momentum built. Get a first down, pick it up, and keep moving.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Purdy looking to throw.
The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense.
Making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defenses, getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
Here's Tagovailoa on 1st and 10. He sets to fire deep. And it's intercepted.
Picked up by Talanoa Hufanga.
And some space here.
And the 49ers are going to take possession of the football.
He's 93. He's 93. All running with 99. How is this possible? And look at this motherfucker. He comes from all the way over here. Look at this guy. How is this possible? This fucking guy is 99. 99. 99.
So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered. They'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play there, second down. They hand this off to Harris. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Back to throw, Purdy. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Niners are going to take over here up near the 40. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Tua sets up to pass it. He's going to try and go deep again.
And this a leaping effort, but it's knocked away and incomplete. So this game, Charles, you know, we talk about potential unbeaten seasons a lot.
How is he running with me? This motherfucker. 25. Waddle. 99. This guy. 93. But he's still only 93.
It feels like every year at some point in the season we talk about that. But this is one of those games where if you're unbeaten, you got to be careful. You can't take this one too lightly.
You're exactly right about that. And by rights, this should be a cakewalk. Almost a week off. Let the starters run up the score in the first half. Backups get to play in the second. But you and I both know the funny things sometimes happen when you think this way. So it's incumbent upon the starters to really play well to make it work for this team.
22 yards there, a first down.
Yellow, 22.
Looking to pass. Tua. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he could break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Black shot. Smash, smash. Yellow.
Tua to throw again. And this one's incomplete.
I see.
Look at this fucking motherfucker. Look at how fast he goes over there.
Surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Tua looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Touchdown! Jalen Waddle. That one's a milestone. Touchdown number 150 for his great career. And the Dolphins have taken a 6-touchdown lead. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it is 42-0. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. The 49ers offense now, they work their way back onto the field. And 2 picks thrown here in this first half alone. We'll see how that affects him.
Can't wait to see where his confidence is, because the great ones, they'll throw 4 or 5 picks, and while it'll hurt their team, it won't hurt their confidence. They'll think something was just wrong with the ball or the wind or something was funny. It's never about them. That's how they stay so into the moment and into the game.
So it was already a gain on the completion. Tack on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely, and no matter what angle you're making a tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That's to the right side, complete to Kittle. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. Now, this is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Rodgers... numbers will be larger, but remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. A graduate of the Naval Academy, and back then you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Purdy to throw it on 1st down. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Purdy's throw taken in by Samuel.
And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime.
Again, it's Purdy to throw it.
And he's left with no option here but to throw it away. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal.
Purdy now to throw.
And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. Derek Brown in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
Setting up the screen, Harris.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 9, not enough, and it's 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
The
Well, still trailing here, but they do get the late field goal. Now their defense will try to keep this score right where it is heading into the locker room.
Yeah, and trailing it to break, you obviously don't want to go in off of a negative play. Give them credit for that one. Finding a way to put points on the board, give them any type of a spark, anything to build off of as they try and plan a comeback.
52 blaster. Ready.
They'll start with Davis Price on the ground.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. From the 31,
Tua.
a fight for it, and this is caught. What a catch. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Davis Price on 1st and 10. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line.
Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
Now a handoff up the middle. Lawton, and he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. A great effort there with his second touchdown here in this first half.
And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there, unable to do so. That makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and the rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
The Niners ready to go on offense for the final time of this first half.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fielded at about the 28. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime.
Ready up. Blaster, 6. Check, smash. Hey, Green. Green Jack.
Tua, a final shot before half. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. And that one a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete. So we've reached halftime here, and it's the visiting Dolphins taking a lead to the locker room. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, bye weeks, they're over. We've once again got a full slate of games to get to as we take you around the NFL here in week.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right.
Look at this guy. Look at this. Again. 90. Fucking 90.
To the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started.
And no run back here as the third quarter will commence with a touchback. Ty Davis-Price and the rest of this offense returning to the field.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Couldn't do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play calling.
48 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time and making it work.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Up the middle they go. Lawton, and he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 7 yards there and a first down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 46.
They run it with Benjamin. And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line.
A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
On the counter, Davis-Price
Trucks over him. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
50, green. You remember me? You remember me? Let's go, baby.
Now a handoff up the middle. Lawton. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Ball on the 8, 2nd and 2. On the ground, Benjamin. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass. Well, they've gone to their fullback quite a bit. He'll get it again. And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. Boy, another score. This lead gets even bigger. And, Charles, we haven't even hit the 4th quarter yet.
Well, forget the deficit, right? They're really not going to cut into that a heck of a lot. But how can they get out of here with some dignity? Can they get a stop or two? Can they make a play on offense themselves? Anything to start to feel better about what's happened to them here in this one.
Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's a look at the 49ers offense as they make their way out for their first possession of the 2nd half. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Purdy. Tries the left side and finds Olave. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 5th catch of the app. Afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Now the Dolphins are going to halt the action here. It's a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he'll be tackled right on the midfield logo. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your 2nd down play.
And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
This defense just continues to bottle up that ground game. And look, I mean, the deficit right now for this offense is so big that it might not matter. But you're still in the 3rd quarter. They're probably going to have to try things through the air, Charles.
I agree with you totally. That's what they'll have to do. They do need to run it occasionally to take a few hits off the quarterback, because right now, you just know those pass rushers are fired up to get after it.
Here's a handoff out of the gun.
And he's going to be met at about the 43. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
From the gun on 3rd down, Purdy.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Dolphins will take over possession here up at the 44. This deep.
Look at that. Oh, get up. Look at that. Always.
Charles coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there. Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
Drill 52.
On 2nd down now, Lawton.
And great blocking downfield as he's got this almost to the 35-yard line. 62 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, it's sometimes a thing of beauty.
Right there. 54. Right there. 54 Mike.
On the run is Benjamin.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Up the middle they go. Callahan. And he's going to have this pretty close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Niners' 26. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Heavy set out there on 3rd and 1.
And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile.
And he is going to have the Dolphins first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10.
This is Benjamin.
And he gets this inside the 10 to the 9. It's also a gain of 9.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Line of scrimmage, the 9. Second and about a yard. Now a handoff up the middle. Lawton. And here he'll get it down to the 7. And give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal. It'll be 1st and goal when we come back. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on first down, holding them to a short gain.
And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he takes it into the end zone for the Dolphin touchdown. Taking it in from a yard out. And the Dolphins add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. Just too much to handle on the other side in this one. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Purdy's throw taken in by Adams. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To throw on 3rd down. Purdy. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Here comes the 49ers punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And they will take over 1st and 10. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it #1 for what we've seen this season.
This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
80 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
On first down, Lawton. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Brandon, sometimes it just comes down to the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the 4th quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team.
2nd down, and again, it's Davis Price. And they're knocking on the door now as a good run there. Going to take this to about the 10-yard line.
That good for 19 and a first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Up the middle they go. Lawton, and a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
3rd and goal as they look to pour some more salt in the wound.
They'll keep it on the ground. Lawton, and he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Dolphins have 11-0 in their sights as they add on to their lead. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. The 49ers offense now, they get set to head back on the field.
It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it.
Looking deep for Adams. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
Purdy from the gun on third down. It's caught here by Adams. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Purdy will look to throw again here. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Back to throw again. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Derek Brown able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Here comes the 49ers punter now as he's on here to punt it away. It's a return of 5 following a punt of 42 yards. Will come the offense as they take over. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, they don't really need the points here, Charles, given what we're looking at on the scoreboard. But they've scored on 3 consecutive possessions, 3 consecutive drives, and I'm sure they would like to keep that streak going here and continuing to pour it on.
And things have gotten that way in the NFL, haven't they, partner? Because in the old days, people would, they'd get off the gas a little bit, right? But now, people continue to accelerate. But we'll see what they decide to do as they come out for this one. But the way that this game has gone, they've got to be awfully happy with their execution overall.
On second down, Callahan, and he'll be tackled at about the 35. And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to third down.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The offense on third down, no problems to this point. A perfect 5 for 5. Here it's 3rd and 3. They run the counter. Lawton. And they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
When a good play is made on defense, oftentimes leverage is the key to everything. Defensive line not getting turned, all the other guys making sure they're in the right spot, and on that play, they were able to stop him short of a first down.
And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on 4th. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Davis-Price up the middle.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Now a handoff up the middle. Callahan. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Lawton.
And a very determined run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 27. Good effort. 96 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. At carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the 1st down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They run the counter. Benjamin. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Dolphins, the perfect season remains intact as they move to 11-0 on the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Buffalo Bills. Meanwhile, for San Francisco, this season is beyond salvage now as they fall to 2-10. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.